The channel. My name is Coach Bon, and I'm a narcissist. Okay, also suffering from bipolar disorder, type 1. So, if you see me doing YouTube videos, it usually means that at the moment I'm in my manic phase. Okay, and I do find that the manic phase coincides when I achieve certain successes. Okay, so it's probably tied to my narcissism as well. Okay, because as I get more successful, I get caught up in the feeling of it. And of course, when that happens, the narcissism appears again. Okay, so during periods of my depression, it's a bit easier for me to control the narcissist. And during periods of manic, not so much. Okay, all right. So haven't been checking my YouTube for a while. All right. Seems I have a few more comments, some more questions. Hopefully I can answer them now. And also, for all of you who came here looking for help for themselves, I don't promise that at all. Okay? True to my narcissist nature, this YouTube is basically just for me. It's to help me. Help me for what? Help me to find a way to control or use my narcissist. Okay? I'm pretty sure I cannot destroy it anymore. I've done it so many times. Okay? I'm gonna tell you guys how I do it. And I kinda gave up on trying to do that already. Okay? So for the first video, this particular first video for my first episode, my manic episode, I'm gonna try to solidify, create my strategy, my new strategy on how to control the narcissist. So the first order of business would be, as soon as I'm in my manic phase, I have to initiate mortification as soon as possible. Okay? So for those of you who do not know what mortification means to a narcissist, it basically means trying to break it, fragment it. And in order to do so, I'll need to cause myself narcissistic injury. Hopefully all these terms you guys understand, right? Because if you want to understand more about all these terms that I'm using, you can just go to any other YouTube videos. So basically, I'm trying to destroy myself, destroy narcissist. Okay, how do I do that? Well, previously, uh, I caused myself big, a lot of narcissistic injury. Basically, from uh, my wife, okay, my primary partner, okay. So what would happen is, usually, she'll get pushed to a certain point, and once she reached that point, she'll retaliate, and will cause me narcissistic injury, okay, to such an extent that uh, eventually mortification occurs. Okay, still takes time from the initial uh, attack, but then mortification will happen regardless. Okay, so it's not really a really pretty sight. Okay, it's downright painful. So on my last episode when I was manic, tried a different tactic, and this tactic was trying to cause myself gradual narcissistic injury, gradually. So how do I do that? Okay, first thing you get that I do will be to how do I put this? Lose as much power as possible. Okay, what I mean by that is my wife controls everything that I have in terms of property, for example, in terms of money, in terms of who I can meet, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so all these things actually will cause narcissistic injury just because the loss in power. Okay, so the second step would be just to regulate the amount of pain that I receive. Okay, so a little bit every day. If I feel too much that particular day, then I would refuel. And in this case, where I do so is with YouTube, okay, which I can receive certain amount of fuel from different channels, okay, and also from talking. Previously, it took me about roughly 2 or 3 months for this process to happen. Now, it will eventually get to a point where mortification occurs. I'll run to my village, like with like where I am now, right now, and then just have to wait. Eventually, the mortification will occur. All right, I'll fragment, and then, for all intents and purposes, I'll get depressed. Also coincides with when the manic phase drops. Okay, so as soon as I start swinging to the other side, meaning here I start getting depressed, since I already caused myself a certain amount of narcissistic injury, that's usually enough to push me to the point where I'm mortified. Okay, and then for a period of few months, I'll be narcissist free, a little bit for a while. Then it'll just reappear again sooner or later. Okay, now seems today I like to share about how I became a narcissist again. Okay, I had theories before this. Now I have a more overall impression of how I became a narcissist. Okay, so I shared this with another channel. And basically, number one is because I'm bipolar, right? So meaning here I'm a bit more sensitive to what's happening around me. Okay, I feel more. I'm a bit more creative. I have higher than normal intelligence, not not to the point of genius, okay, but I'm probably very close to it. Okay, yeah, that's the narcissism talking, obviously. Okay, so this means anything I feel will be very visceral. Number one, all right, and a second, because of that same creativity and also academic aptitude contributed to how I was treated by my parents. Okay, so in a way, the bipolar was a criteria, was a not sure what word to use. In any case, it was the one element, one factor that contributed to the narcissist being formed. Okay, so yeah, genetic factor, if you will. Okay, so the second factor would be my parents' expectations. Okay, due to my aptitudes, my higher normal IQ, also probably due to the bipolar as well. Okay, so it manifested itself in me being always at the top of my class during my formative years, and the bipolar manifested itself, the creativity manifested in my ability to talk, okay, and my ability to create stories. Okay, it mostly manifested in my ability to make jokes. Okay, so I'm a bit more witty when I talk to people. It doesn't seem so right now, but my defense, I'm not really an English speaker. Okay, I'm from Malaysia, by the way. Okay, so that would be the second factor, the expectation. So since I was somewhat of a child prodigy, I was more or less treated like the chosen one of my siblings. Um, I do have to explain, however, that my family's position in Malaysia, Malaysia, Sabah specifically in Borneo, is quite high. So my father is a politician. We are very well to do. Okay, very well respected family, and I was supposed to be the one to continue the legacy. Well, not the one, more like the most favored too, because all my family members, my siblings, to a certain degree, are quite successful. Okay, so in any case, that's the second factor. Then the third factor, which is probably one of the biggest factors as well, if not probably the biggest, in my opinion, is my father's a narcissist. Okay, uh, probably the word that people like to use is a communal narcissist. So he's a very well-respected politician here, right? And a lot of the way he thinks, okay, trickles down to me. Okay, as you know, when you if you live with a narcissist, okay, if any, okay, probably it would be more accurate to say if you have narcissist, a narcissist as a parent, you would understand two things about them, right? Number one, they're very competitive. Meaning here, my father wants me to be better than him. Okay, that's not the right word. My father loves it when I'm better than anyone else, other kids, other people, but he doesn't want me to be better than him, in a way, if you can understand it. So these dynamics come out across as a lot of competition. So basically, my father is competing with me. Okay, terms of intelligence, in terms of achievements. So if you can imagine that, then you're halfway there to understanding why I became a narcissist. Okay, another part of having a narcissist parent is the pressure that you feel every time you're with one. Constant pressure. Okay, you're scared of saying the wrong things. You're scared of saying the right things. You don't know how to act around him. Okay, and all kinds of other little things, but just constant pressure every single day. So in any case, those three things cause, for lack of a better term, okay, my childhood trauma, which created me. So when you think about it in those terms, it's easy actually for me to cause myself mortification. It's very easy. Just to go home. That's it. Just need to go home. Okay. So every time I go back home, which is where I am right now, I relive those same things. So probably it will take about 2 months for me to achieve mortification. So I'll be using the YouTube video to organize my thoughts. Hopefully I'll move forward a bit more. Okay. Okay, so welcome back, Coach Bon. See you in the next video. I can figure out how to off this.